Here, police have had to separate supporters and protesters of an exiled Uyghur leader during the Melbourne screening of a movie about her life. Rabia Kadir attended the event and was heckled by Chinese students. The Chinese government has lobbied heavily to have the film banned.
You are terrorists! You are terrorists!
The first signs of tension between Uyghurs and Chinese since Rabia Kadir arrived in Melbourne.
China is a terrorist! China is a terrorist!
One 20-year-old student made sure his voice was heard at the premiere of 10 Conditions of Love.
Rabia and her people they are terrorists. They had making the terrorist attack in the last 20 years.
Uyghur activist Rabia Kadir welcomed Chinese demonstrations.
I'm glad they came up, actually, to say whatever they want to say.
Some couldn't get tickets to the sold-out screening, even with a reserve lineup. But one man hung around to speak out against what he says is Chinese manipulation.
The freedom of speech that we have in Australia and the way it's being, the attempt to manipulate it by the Chinese government is completely wrong.
A barrage of attempts from China to stop the film started 5 days after the violent clashes in the Xinjiang province. That was followed by attacks on the festival's website, boycotts by Chinese filmmakers and issuing a please explain to Australia's ambassador to China. Launching a last-ditch effort to get the Lord Mayor of Melbourne to scrap tonight's screening failed. The Chinese government had threatened to end Melbourne's 29-year sister city relationship with the city of Tianjin.
He put a very strong view to me about the fact that the government of China believes it's inappropriate to screen this movie. I put back an equally strong position that said I would not be stepping in to prohibit the screening.
The decision to stop the film would have left over 1,000 ticket holders unimpressed. Over 1,300 people have turned out for the film here tonight, a film told from Rabia Kadir's perspective. Now, the Chinese consulate in Melbourne has told SBS that they have no comment whatsoever on the film itself, but they do want to say that Australia, in time, will come to realise the true situation in northwestern China. In what is her last public appearance in Melbourne, the 63-year-old seemed to leave a lasting impression on those lucky enough to get a ticket. Sean White, World News Australia.